Hey guys, welcome to another sex tutorial with me, Roxy Fox. Today I will not really talk about sex, I will talk about my boobs, and that is because a lot of you are interested in my personal journey, and I am in Greece at the moment where I had to get a second breast augmentation, which I thought I never had to go through, because going through a breast augmentation, the surgery, is very painful. You can't move for a long time, and I had to go through a second one, and I want to talk with you a little bit about body modifications, plastic surgery versus accepting your body and loving it the way it is, and my opinion about that. And I want to give you some tips if you are thinking about getting plastic surgery or changing the size of your boobs. And I want to give you some really important tips that I wish I had 5 years ago when I had my first one. So as you can see, again, the beach attire, that is because I am in Greece at the moment. I flew here from Spain because I found one of the best plastic surgeons here who works in Beverly Hills and in Athens. And after a lot of things went wrong with my first implants, I decided this time I'm going to go with one of the best, because I really don't want any more mistakes to happen, and I want them to look really beautiful and natural. And maybe you've seen pictures of me before, I'm sure you have, also maybe naked on my OnlyFans, then you know that they didn't really look that natural, and they kind of looked like halves of oranges just like put on my body, kind of. But additionally, some problems developed later. I will talk about that in a second. Let's for a moment think about plastic surgery, body modifications versus loving and accepting your body. I know I am a yoga teacher as well, and I teach a lot about self-love and accepting yourself for how you are. And then sometimes people come to me and ask me, yeah, but why do you then change so much? Or are you insecure with your body? And the answer is no. But I was raised in a way that I believe if there is something about myself that I don't like, I will change it if I can. So that can be something about your body. You can change your body. We can all be athletes if we wanted to. We can be bodybuilders if we wanted to. We just have to want it really badly and be dedicated and committed to it. We can do plastic surgery if we want to change the shape in more ways. If we want to have bigger boobs or smaller boobs. We can even remove the fat from our bodies. If we want to change our faces, we can do that. Whiten our teeth, we can tattoo our body, we can have piercings. All those things maybe seem like something different, but at the end of the day, they are also, because those people think tattoos are beautiful and they want to be more beautiful. Yeah. So I think the most important thing is that we let everyone do whatever they want to do with their bodies. There is a lot of judgment going on in the world. We judge people for anything, for how they look, for what they do, for how much money they have, for their sexual preferences. It comes all down to the same thing, that human beings are taught to judge other people, and by that they feel better themselves. But we should really stop that. If someone has plastic surgery, even if they get a lot, and even if you really don't like how they look after a lot of plastic surgery, let them do it, because it makes them happy. When I say love yourself in my yoga classes, for example, I mean love the essence of you, that is something that cannot be changed, like your soul. Yeah, you love the human being that you are, but you don't have to love your laziness, or you don't have to love your belly fat. You don't have to love things that you can change, and I think you should change them to be a better person. I always strive to be a better person. Yeah, my personality, I go to therapy for my personality. I do a lot of yoga. I went to this Kung Fu camp to be more disciplined because I felt like I was not disciplined enough. Those little things. And then I exercise a lot, so I'm fit and I'm healthy, and a few little body modifications because I want to be beautiful. And this way of thinking got me to a really beautiful place in life. And I think everyone should do the same. I don't know what you want to be, how you want to be, but whatever you want to be, you should think, okay, how can I be like that? And get there slowly, step by step. If there is something that you cannot change about yourself, yeah, you better accept it, right? You better love it. There is also things about myself that I cannot change. For example, my broken feet. I have these flat feet. They cause a lot of problems in my body. They also look weird, even though many of you think I have beautiful feet. Especially with plastic surgery, when it comes to breast augmentation, there is a lot of competition between girls, I think. When I got my first breast augmentation, when I went to Germany, that's where I got it, most of my old friends from high school, the trend of modifying your body hasn't really arrived in that town of mine yet. And maybe it never will. But the girls were like not really supportive of my idea. They were like, oh, but it's because you're insecure and you should accept yourself the way you are. And I was just thinking to myself, I've just come from Thailand, where when I mentioned that idea, the girls were like, yeah, you go girl, that's amazing, do whatever you want to do. You know, and I had all the support with this idea. So the point is, getting bigger boobs has nothing to do with being insecure. Maybe you are insecure, but most girls have lived with their small boobs all their life and have accepted it. But then one day they realize, hey, I can actually get plastic surgery, so why not? Maybe they have the financial means at that point. Does it mean your confidence will increase after? Absolutely yes, and I can tell you that from experience. If you get a boob job, you will walk around life in a different way. I remember very well when I had my big boobs for the first time back then, many years ago, and I got a lot more attention of guys, and I was like, wow, people are looking at my boobs, and they never did before, obviously, because there was nothing to look at. And I was like, this is really exciting. I felt really sexy and it made me feel more sexual. But there is more to it. I remember just before I got my boobs done, when I made that decision, because this was not something I thought about for a long time. I was in Thailand, on Koh Phangan, my favorite island, and I saw a few girls there that had their boobs done. And they walked around with so much confidence, like their chest. I can't really lift my chest right now because the surgery was just a few days ago, but they lifted their chest, you know, and they walked around with so much confidence. I was like, wow, that is beautiful. I kind of want that too, because when I was walking around, I didn't show anyone my little chicken breast, you know. And I saw the confidence in them, and I spoke to one of them, and I sat down with her and I asked her, like, what did the plastic surgery change for you? And she said, it was the best decision of my life. So then I decided I'll do the same. It changed my life for the better. It gave me more confidence, and you know that you will have a completely different feeling when you look in the mirror and you're just happy with what you see. You're like, wow, I love those boobs. Fuck, they're so beautiful. Happiness is coming from within, from when you look at yourself and from how other people treating you. A few tips that I wish I knew before I got my surgery. You can have the implants under or over the muscle. And I went for over the muscle because I didn't want to cut my muscle, because back then I was still weightlifting and I was just about to start a pole dance journey. So I didn't want to injure my muscle, but when they are on top of the muscle, they will look a lot more unnatural, especially if you're a thin girl, if you don't have so much breast tissue or fat yourself. I went for the smallest size possible, and I kind of listened to my mother then, because she was like, oh, for very small implants. And I was also a little bit scared it would look massive. And in the end I wanted bigger ones, and everyone I spoke to wanted bigger ones in the end, no matter what size they chose. So if you decide between two sizes, go for the bigger one. The profile of the implants is really important, and I have realized there's a high profile so that it sticks out more, but the surface is smaller, because for the same volume there's like low profile and high profile. So the high profile will stick out more from the profile, and the low profile will be more flat and more surface. And most people go for the high profile implants, which I don't understand, because it makes them look fake. More fake. Yeah, they just stick out more. So this time we went for a low profile, and which makes the boob wider but not sticking out so much, and it looks really, really beautiful with this low profile. Obviously it's also the plastic surgeon, and that is my next point. Choose a good one. Choose the best one you can find. Look at the reviews and look at before and after photos on his website or his Instagram. Do you like what he did? Because when I looked at mine, Dr. John Anastasatos, he works in Beverly Hills and in Athens. Of course, I recommend him the most to everyone. When I looked at his before and after photos, every time I thought, wow, they look so natural. How does he do that? I read an article online about him where the best 10 plastic surgeons in the world were listed, and that's how I made my decision. 5 years ago, I had no money, and well, I had a little bit, but not as much. And I was very impatient, so I just chose someone. I thought, they're always going to do the same job, but they don't. Yeah, it's really, really important that you choose a good one, so you don't have to go through the same thing again as I did. Another thing, something that can happen over time, is rippling. Rippling is the cartilage that forms around the implant always becomes visible, and maybe you can feel it as well. And it looks like ripples. That is when there is not much tissue between the implant and your skin, when you lose weight, for example, which happened to me. And also it happens more often when the surface of the implant is rough as opposed to smooth. Okay, so last time I had rough surface, high profile, smaller size, over the muscle, and a bad plastic surgeon. And this time I went to one of the best. I have smooth surface, low profile, a little bit bigger, but it doesn't look bigger. Yeah, it just looks more beautiful, and under the muscle. In the end I did go under the muscle. So because the rippling was really bad for me, and you could not only see it but you could also feel it, I started feeling really insecure about my breast, especially when my boyfriend touched them or something. So I made this decision to have it done a second time, and the results are absolutely beautiful. I will explain more about my journey on my OnlyFans, and there I can also show you before and after photos. Here I can't really. And that is it. If anyone has any questions or doubts or concerns, please ask me. I have a little bit of experience with plastic surgery, especially now after the second one, and I'm here to help you and to make you feel more confident, whether that means you will change something or you won't. Sending you all my love.